A very disappointing loss for us. Anytime you lose, they're all disappointing. But we thought we had our chances today. We had really some breakdowns in special teams. The block miss on an extra point, block field goal, miss and then the kickoff return we had called back because of penalty. Those are things we can't, especially against a good team, you can't do and have a chance to win. Our kids played hard. They fought hard. We really felt like I thought that honestly, I thought our special teams would play better than they did tonight. But overall, I think they played pretty good. But the big plays are the ones that really stand out that hurt us. I think Blake started out a little bit rusty, but I think once he got into the game, he did an exceptional job. And of course, David Morgan he was outstanding. And defensively, we made some plays, and I think again, they're a good football team. There's a reason they're the 22nd ranked team in the country in the Power 5 conference. They're a good football team, and they made some plays. They're going to make plays on everybody. Questions?
Coach, would you say you're disappointed in the kicking game tonight? You feel like it cost you?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You look at that, look at the return and for a touchdown, that's called back. And we miss a field goal and, have a block. So, it was very, very disappointing, very disappointing. We're better than that, but we did play that way tonight. And again, good teams like Arizona, they're going to find ways to create mismatches and opportunities, and they did that tonight.
The offensive line seemed to play pretty good. There was a lot of questions about them coming in.
Yeah, they're going to be all right. Mike Markson's done a great job with them. They're going to be, I think, play with a lot of pride. I think they're going to be fine.
Scooby Wright went down from them pretty early. Did you guys make a concerted effort to maybe pass him more once he was out of there and trying to attack?
Do it. I'm sorry.
Scooby Wright went down pretty early in the first half. Was that something you maybe made a concerted effort to attack them a little more with him out of the game? Or?
No, I think he's obviously a heck of a player. Hopefully he's not hurt bad. I don't know why he went down, but that really wasn't a factor.
Coach, we saw a lot of from Jalen Rhodes tonight. His kind of debut as a road runner. Can you talk about the kind of impact he had on tonight's game?
Well, he's a very good football player. I was excited to see him because when he got hurt a year or so ago, I just knew the ability he has, and he's just going to get better and better and better. And he's an exciting player. He's a good running back, and I think we've got three really good running backs.
Blake broke the school record for total offense and passing yards tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. He had 525 total yards and 332 passing yards. Yeah, that's a pretty good night. One turnover, obviously, for a touchdown. We had two turnovers and both of them for touchdowns. And it's one thing to have turnovers, but for turnovers for touchdowns, that's a nail in the coffin. It's hard to overcome that, and certainly we didn't.
Were you happy with the tempo of the offense, the new style that you guys have implemented?
I was happy. I think we had some glitches there that we need to get ironed out. Some uncertainty. Again, a lot of young players lined up. They had to adjust alignments and some of those type things. But no, I liked it a lot, and I think it's going to be a good change-up for us.
I know you don't believe in moral victories, but do you feel like there's some things you can take from this game moving forward to the rest of the night?
Well, that's the thing about it. You learn, and we have a lot of our players have never played a college football game, and so we're going to learn from that. We'll study it and learn, and we've got a little extra time before we play. We play a week from Saturday, so we got a little extra time, but that's and we got to take advantage of it. And again, I think the thing I see is that. And I told the players this, I see the opportunity there. We got to take advantage of it and take that next step.
What you saw there today versus
Yeah, they're a great football team. They're really fast and they're really big up front. And I think we had a lot of opportunities. Like I said, they're a great football team, but I'm also excited about the way we competed. And we had our chances to pull off that ball game. I really want to do that next time. I feel like we're going to.
They had a lot of people go down to injuries in the first half. Scooby Wright was one of them. Do you guys feel like you did a good job of maybe taking advantage of that in the first half?
Yeah, we really didn't preach too much on the personnel and who they had in. We noticed that Scooby wasn't in there, but we weren't going around Scooby, I guess you could say. We still had our own offense and what we were doing. We weren't trying to avoid him, so nothing really changed. But I think it really did make an impact when he went down.
How were you able to bounce back from that interception right off the bat there?
Right. That alley player, he's just kind of sitting there. He's kind of slow playing me, and then he took off, and it was really different speeds. And I guess we haven't really seen that, and I learned from my mistakes. You can't get down. It was the very first drive of the game, and it was just time for me to bounce back, and I felt like I responded well. But you just got to learn from your mistakes, and there's a lot of things that I feel like I could learn from and maybe pull off that ball game.
Did you have any idea you were close to setting the school record for offensive yards today?
No, I didn't. Not at all. I mean, it's not a concern when it's a two possession game with about 5 minutes left. You want to win the game, and however we can do that, if we're running the football, passing the football, we're a team, and we're gonna do that. Whatever we have to do.
What does a game like this do for you guys are such a young team, being competitive with a team that's ranked like that? What does that do for you going forward?
I mean, a lot of people have picked us so low. I think when we play a team like this, it's really our chance to go out there and prove them wrong. I mean, it's great to play good teams like this, but we're not expecting any kind of loss. We're not kind of going out there saying, well, let's compete and see how we do. We want to win every ball game, and that's our attitude every single game.
What do you think about the play of the offensive line? There's a lot of questions coming into this game about that.
Very well. I think they played well, and you saw their defensive line. They were bending down a lot, and our offensive guys were standing tall, and that really does make us proud because we really have put in the work every day. We've been working hard for it, and I think it really paid off tonight. I felt like we were very conditioned for it, and the offensive line did a great job.
Were you happy with the pace of the offense, the new up-tempo? Were you satisfied how that worked out?
Right. There were a lot of times when we were trying to go fast, but they were still kind of moving around, so it took a second. But the second half, we were just saying, get out there, get lined up, and get the ball snapped. And I think that really worked out for us. You saw a few cheap little keys that we had out there that went for 10, 15 yards, and I think that's part of it. They're going to play slow and try to move around and stuff, and we just got to get down there, get the ball snapped, and get after it.
What did it feel like to throw your first touchdown pass?
It felt good. I mean, that's something I've been waiting on for a long time, but I knew it had to come eventually, but it really did feel good, and just time to get better now.
What can you take from this game moving forward?
Learn from your mistakes. I think there's a lot of things, a lot of dumb, I wouldn't say selfish, but a lot of things that we could have done better, like the interception, Aaron sticking the ball out, trying to get the extra yards, and those 2 touchdowns that they took back, and we lost by, 10? So, I mean that's 2 touchdowns that they shouldn't have, and I mean, whether we're punting and they try to score or whatever it may be, but those kind of, I guess you would say, foolish acts. I mean, if we get rid of that, I think we're going to have a better chance.
Going into this game, we knew what they were going to do. Same thing as last year. They got a lot of zone read. Really, it's just playing disciplined football, and they came out and did what we expected.
Do you feel like how do you feel like you guys did against their prolific offense? You guys kind of held them in check for a while, gave the offense a chance. How do you feel like you guys did overall?
I think we showed a lot of promise in this game. Everyone expected us to be too young with all the seniors leaving last year, and that we weren't going to be able to do anything. Really, that game we beat ourselves. There's a lot of mental mistakes. There's a lot of missed tackles. Big plays we let go. I think if we come back, we work, cancel those mistakes out, we can be really good.
Like some people have been saying that you guys are such a young team. What does keeping it close against a team like this do for you guys going forward?
People talk about that all the time. They stayed with Arizona, so that's a win for us. And really, that was the same expectation last year. And that's really, it's hard for us to keep hearing this, and it's finally time for us to shift gears and say we're supposed to be beating these teams. It's not. We're not trying to just compete with these teams. We're trying to win games like this, and we can.
How do you think the defensive line played today? You had a lot of new faces. How did you feel like the unit did as a whole?
I think we did really well for only 3 or 4 guys with game experience. We had a lot of young players, a lot of new faces come in, JUCO guys, stuff like that, and I think we all played really well. Obviously, their rushing yards kind of speak for that. They couldn't run the ball on us, and that's kind of something our D-line has always prided in, and I think we did really well. Like I said earlier, a lot of mistakes we need to fix, but it's all correctable.